Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good morning to all the viewers. I'm Hiral Dadia. Clearly, the pressure does continue in terms of markets, and we are trading below the 19,450 mark, nearly at the day's lowest levels. Pressure continues to build up in terms of Bank Nifty as well. Cuts of little over 200 points coming in terms of Bank Nifty, and the advanced decline ratio pretty much in favor of the bears. A lot of stock-specific action, in fact, that we've been witnessing. Joining us on the show to discuss more on the stocks that are in focus is Vinit Bolinjkar, Head of Research at Ventura Securities. Vinit, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Hiral, and thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure to speak to you. Vinit, let's start with the stock which is buzzing in trade, 3.5% up move coming in terms of HCLTech on the back of a deal win. Now, clearly, we've been talking about the IT sector, but the deal making process is absolutely slowed down. But in the last couple of trading sessions or since the earnings season to now, from an Infosys to a TCS to an HCLTech, have all seen deal wins in that range of 1.5 to 2.1 billion dollars. How do you look at it, and what's your view on HCLTech?
So, there are a couple of things that are playing out. We saw over the last quarter a steep decline in deal flow, but, it's just looking like it's picking up. Early days yet. Second is there is going to be a flight to the dollar. So we expect the dollar to be slightly strong, and that is also driving the sentiment, given that the rupee depreciation helps earnings in the Indian context. We continue to maintain a kind of a cautious stand on all IT investments because we believe that the domestic story offers significant or better upside from current levels in terms of earnings growth and valuations than the IT stocks. And we believe that the IT stocks has a veritable risk of, the US economy slowing down, number one, although it's not defined trends. Number two is, we are seeing bank consolidation that should slow down BFSI revenues. And third is the disruption coming in from the AI and ML space. So we continue to be a little guarded out here, and no love is lost if you're buying domestic stories because the frenzy is really strong, and we expect this to play out over the next 3 years.
Right. So that's with regards to where HCLTech and IT as a sector goes. Moving on, Hero Motor reported numbers. What would you advise investors to do with a Hero Motor?
So Hero Motor is trying to premiumize, and their valuations at 50% compared to the other guys, TVS and Enfield, and also Bajaj Auto. We believe that there is a case for buying this stock, and they're also trying to lower costs and grow the EV business quite handsomely. So we believe that there's a case for buying this stock with very, very good margin of safety. And we think that this is a play at current levels to get into.
Right. Vinit, moving on, let's look at another counter, which is LIC, which has reported numbers, right? LIC, again, the profitability has been pretty good. How are you looking at LIC?
So LIC continues to have a very, very strong market share despite intense competition, and 60% plus market share maintenance in spite of so many players with the deep pockets coming into the Indian markets speaks volumes for LIC's performance. They are launching a number of profitability products which should help improve profitability, and we are seeing that play out in the numbers. Second thing is, if you look at the strength of its agents, which is there, is helping it continue to sustain leadership. And given all these factors, we believe that LIC at current prices is definitely a good stock to buy into.
Right. Vinit, moving on, Biocon. Now, the pharma pack as a whole has been in focus as well, right? Biocon, the numbers have been missed street estimates. What would you advise investors to do with the Biocon?
So, we have a slightly contra call out here. We are quite optimistic on Biocon. We believe that the biosimilar space will do well. Syngene is also reverberating quite nicely. and we expect the generics business to also face an uptick. So with all three segments expected to play out quite nicely over the next 2 years, we think that Biocon should be bought into more than what the street expects of a like a hold or a sell kind of trade out here. So Biocon is one of my good pharma picks currently.
Right. We need Mazgon Doc. That counter has seen some spectacular gains. The order book is pretty strong as well. How are you looking at a Mazgon? Do you think it's still a good time to enter the counter, or would you advise investors to book profits?
I'm staying away from this counter because I think, we are going to see earnings peak out in FY25. Okay. After that, although they have a very good order book till FY27, we have seen margin curtailment. Costs have not been passed through. And although their order pipeline or the reference for proposals are very strong, it's a 0-1 kind of a trade. So either L&T gets it or Mazgon Docs gets it. So in light of this fact, I would want to stay away from this counter, and I would flip my trade for Cochin Shipyard, which I believe can do very well since the stock is relatively cheaper than Mazgon Dock.
Right. So that's with regards to where Mazgon Dock goes, and Cochin Shipyard comes in as a preferred bet. Moving on, on the back of the MSCI retail, a lot of focus that has shifted in terms of companies like Supreme Industries, Ashok Leyland, IDFC First, HDFC AMC, REC, PFC, and a whole host of other names as well. What's your view on these names on the back of the rejig and the inclusions, and where would your bets be?
So PFC, REC are favorites. Which are the other stocks that you mentioned?
There is Supreme Industries, Ashok Leyland, HDFC AMC, IDFC First.
IDFC First also continues to be one of our buy candidates in the banking sector because the bank is got its act right, and the growth in the AUM is quite nice. Margins are ticking along nicely, and it's well capitalized. NPAs are also under control. So we believe that this stock will continue to do well.
Right. These are a few of the names that we should be watching out for as well. Thank you, Vinit, so much for joining us on the show and sharing those views. So lots of movers and shakers in trade today. A few other names like NBCC, MTAR, Z, Ashoka, Biocon, Dollar Industries, a few names that are buzzing as well. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to Beacon Prime.